Welcome to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Every week, you can have the conversations you've always wanted to have about the films you love.
Shut up!
We're gonna get you, not another peep.
Get rid of your distractions and prepare yourself.
Fold and lock your door. 5, 6, gonna crucifix.
You got a big surprise coming to you. You're not going anywhere.
Welcome everybody to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Danny Bonin here with you.
And Scotty Bono with you guys.
We are the Blood Brothers and
The Rob.
O'Neilio.
Yes, sir, Bobtail.
Back from the swamps, and we have two special guests with us on this bonus episode, Mr. John Rock Joe Crockett and Brian McCully.
All right.
Hello. Greetings.
Greetings. So we have these fine gentlemen on the pod, on the PC, the CCH PC, because in no less than 4 days, we will be commencing filming on our first feature. Woohoo! And these two fine gentlemen will be filling the director's chair. Hopefully with just themselves.
Is it the same chair? Do we each get our own chair?
I don't even know if we're bringing a chair.
No, there'll be a chair.
There'll be a chair?
There'll be a
Okay.
chair. They might be like fold out lawn chair thingies.
Like a fold out camping chair?
Camping chair.
You don't have a tall chair with your with director written on the back?
With my name on it?
Yeah.
I got like a tall chair in the studio, but I think it's like half broken and there's nothing written on it.
And we might be on a hill and it might get all messed up. It might fall apart.
You know what? I got this little REI camping chair that like you're supposed to carry in your bag, and you put it together, and it only has 2 legs, so like your legs are the other 2 legs.
Sit the balance.
Yeah, so you can use that one.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to have a director's hammock. I'm just going to hang it.
Rob,
there he is.
you're supposed
I'm
to
right here.
You're supposed to fly out.
I flying? You flying me out?
No. You were supposed to do that.
Oh yeah, no.
You were
Rob's got to work.
You were supposed to use your miles, Rob.
Yeah.
I don't have miles. I don't. I think when I fly out to Colorado, that'll be the first time flying in 20 years.
Oh,
There's a whole world outside of Florida. You got to come check it out.
that was a statement of the poor, Rob.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool world out here. You never know.
I don't mean to be a dick. Sorry.
No.
God,
Danny.
Holding his iPhone and his MacBook, acting all
Right.
high-mighty Danny.
Yeah, but it's a MacBook Air, so it doesn't even count.
Yeah.
Well,
Like-
Scotty's got a pro.
I
but
got
it's
the
old.
pro.
All right, what are we doing here?
We're talking about
Let's
this.
steer this thing back
We're
around.
listening to you
Puppet
via,
Master 3.
via
Puppet Master 3.
No, that's not what we're doing.
Oh, wait.
Let's steer
that's,
this.
That's next
let's
week.
steer this thing back around here. All right. So before we, no. Let's get into a little bit of the film first, and then I want to get in to a little bit of John and Brian and what they've been up to and have done and why they're involved. So.
Yeah.
I hate to do it. I really hate to do it, but I just have to admit that Rob sort of thought of this whole premise first.
Oh, Robbie.
You hate to admit it.
Yeah, I hate to admit it. Yeah.
Give
Danny and
credit
Rob
where
like to
credit
one up
is
each
due.
other.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Give credit where credit's due.
So this is we have mentioned this film on the podcast before, but we're sort of gonna just get a little bit more into it. We're not gonna divulge too many things, but this whole film is based on the premise of the actual phenomenon that thousands, or at least a couple thousand people, have gone missing in our country's national parks with not much explanation, and either are never found again or are found again with little recollection of what happened, or are found dead, their bodies in odd or weird places. So that is sort of the opening premise of this film. That's going to be the title card. Guys will see that probably in the trailer too. because it's intriguing. Rob, were you just on the sites? I can't do as good as John. Were you just on the sites looking around and researching, and you thought it was aliens?
No, I know for a fact that it was aliens. But no, it definitely was just something that was that I had heard in a podcast or somewhere, and it's just a huge conspiracy. And living here in Florida, we have tons of creepy swamps and national parks and stuff like that. So it's always been like a really creepy urban legend that we've heard for years and years growing up as kids.
And I know that you've left your kids unattended on multiple occasions in the forest to test it out, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if there's like a secret combination or like something that I didn't do right, but they're still here.
Damn it.
Yep.
Son of a bitch. It happens.
I think it's creepy as well, which is why we've formed this film around it.
Yeah.
You did a little research, right, John?
Yeah, well, I mean, a little bit, and like some of the stories, like the ones you were talking about too, Danny, were like, like people missing in a certain area, and then once they look for them, they can't find them, and then when they go back over areas they've already looked, then they find them in those areas.
Yep.
And they're missing a shoe, like missing shoes, missing clothing, and they have no recollection of how they got there or where they've been.
Yes.
Yeah. 12 miles away from their campsite or 3,000 feet up in elevation.
Stories of children, the one I always go back to is that the child found 12 miles away over a mountain range with a sock on, you know?
And he wakes up disoriented, still alive, wondering how he got there in one night?
I don't know that it was one night, but still.
But he got there.
So yeah, it's just this whole phenomenon, and you guys can look into it. I mean, there are a series of books called Missing 411 written on all these happenstances. I could probably Google it. The guy's name that wrote them, and he's like the most into it out of everybody. And used to be a police officer in California. Has now dedicated his time fully to this, and has written these books and interviewed hundreds of people and family members of who this has happened to. And I think him and his son are now working on an actual documentary about this. So,
David Paulides?
Yes, Paulides, I think is how you say it. But yes.
Well, it seems like every region has its specific like monster too, or like an legend. So you've got, in the New Jersey area, you have the New Jersey Devil,
Right.
Which is the namesake of the New Jersey Hockey Devils.
That's right.
The New Jersey Devil, in obviously Pacific Northwest, you got Sasquatch.
Yeah.
In the Wisconsin, like Algonquins, you've got the Wendigo.
Yes.
The Wendigo.
The Wendigo.
We went over this in the podcast.
There's no N.
There's no N.
I mean, it's just everybody has their own pronunciation.
It just ruins the visual, because now I just picture a dingo which
is fucking
undead.
terrifying.
Like a small dog. Yeah.
The dingo ate your baby.
Well,
medium-sized dog.
which sort of ties into our version of this. We do have a quote-unquote creature in our film.
Demon of the forest.
Loosely based on the Wendigo.
Just the Wendigo.
But you guys are going to have to check it out to see the specific direction we went, because it's not exactly like your traditional Wendigo.
Should have been a skunk.
Well, because I don't know necessarily of any, like in the more southern. I'm not sure if I've heard you guys mention it, but like in like Puerto Rico area, more south Mexico area, it's the Llorona in Mexico, and in like Puerto Rico, it's El Chupacabra.
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
So like Colorado doesn't necessarily have any kind of specific like urban legend or monster. So we're kind of creating that ourselves.
Yep.
What we would call
maybe it should be titled something like from Colorado.
It's the Colorado monster.
Yeah.
That's the name. No, that's not the name. It's a Colorado monster.
The film is currently titled She Walks the Woods.
She Walks the Woods. So you guys keep an eye out for it because we'll be really well. First thing we'll have to do is release a trailer, and maybe we'll do that. I don't know, to select to the listeners first in the group. We'll see. I don't know.
Well,
see what
in 1 week from today, we'll have some footage.
Yeah.
We start Monday. So the shooting schedule is we start Monday morning. We'll be at the Danny Bonin household getting some footage.
So now that we're getting into some of the technical aspects, let's pause for a second and. Brian, let's get a little bit of the background. I know that, both of you have had plenty of experience behind the camera, but I know, Brian, that sort of a horror veteran, worked on a few projects.
Me?
Yeah,
I love horror films.
So tell us a little bit about, your background and what you think about the shoot coming up and why hopefully you think it will work.
Well, common story. I started loving horror films when I was a kid, really got into them, and then had a chance to work on, a few different movies. We did co-produced the Werebear segment of the Chillerama anthology, which was really cool, and then was on the festival circuit with horror films for a couple of years. Got to travel all over, meet some of my favorite actors that have been in horror films, and it's exciting to take a stab at this in the way in which we're doing it. And you know what? I think it is going to be a success because I think we've got a great creative team on board.
Yeah, and this is I know this will be sort of your first quote unquote found footage style shoot, right? Or at least for the whole film, right?
Yeah, it is. I think I've done a couple of short films way back in the day that could only be categorized as found footage films, but nothing to this magnitude. And and honestly, not my favorite genre, but I think we have found a way very creatively to make this one unique and different, and to show something they haven't seen before.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. Just to I can toot his horn a little. Brian just got done working on a shoot with Naomi Grossman from American Horror Story. Is on a first name basis with Tony Todd, the Candyman. So that's pretty cool.
And I work with
it's really cool.
I both work with Reggie Bannister, who's like a horror icon.
Yeah, Phantasm.
Reggie.
Good old Reggie's with Bill dragging behind, Zima's in the trunk.
Yep,
that's right.
Yep.
Bill wasn't there, but I can't remember if he called. He called many times asking.
Oh, because he can't violate his probation and cross state lines.
Yeah.
He couldn't leave Florida.
No,
exactly. He can't leave St. Petersburg.
He's in trouble for questionable behavior around minors.
St. Petersburg.
No. I just made that up.
It sounds fictitious.
St. Petersburg is a place in Florida.
That's just what he would be in trouble for. I'm making that up.
Right. That is farce. That's all farce.
I'm not creating rumors. I made that up just to clear the record. He definitely does own a leather jacket and early 90s, late 80s era Camaro Robbers at Corvette.
No, it would be a Camaro. It'd be like it wouldn't even be a nice one. It would be like a rally. It'd be like an RS version.
It's a 1981 Firebird.
Yep.
Or even a Fiero. I can see him. I can see him in a Fiero for sure because it gets good gas mileage.
Yep, that's right.
He's frugal,
Either way, he's following Reggie around, just seeing what's up.
Reggie still has the CUDA, and he's like, "Can I run the CUDA?" And like, nope, sorry, buddy. Yeah, but that's really cool that Reggie Bannister too, and I see that picture in the studio, Brian and Reggie stand together. Yep. So cool.
So
yeah.
So then, John, tell us a little bit about you.
About me. Tell you about you. I've been started in this biz, as so many of us do, as an actor, and lived in LA for a little bit. Came home. I am a rare native Coloradan, and love making movies in my home state. We've done a couple of suspense kind of horror things. Yeah, worked with Reggie, worked with Tony Todd, and I'm stoked for found footage. I'm stoked for a bit of a smaller crew. You know, we'll have a crew doing it and going up there, but it's a little smaller, which is nice. Feels like a little more manageable.
Yeah.
I'm still working on final touches. I just sent you guys over our prop list. Prop list is very small and manageable, which is nice. So yeah, I'm stoked. You know, we've been. If you look at us on IMDb, Rob, you'll see there's a few credits there of some of the past stuff. So we've been kicking it for a while.
Yeah.
I like horror. I won't lie to you. My preferred is a little more science fiction, a little more of a Star Trek guy myself. But I do enjoy. I enjoy suspense and thrillers. So I think that's the element that I tend to bring in something that's a little more interesting in our film, in this found footage film, is some more suspense, a little bit more of intrigue than just jump scares or classic horror, but even though those are definitely in there.
Yes. Well, that's cool. I think we got. I'm happy with the team we have together here. We're gonna have Jason Potter, J-Bone, aka Twatter, aka Potty, on the podcast, but he did not show up.
Well, guess who just walked in the door?
No freaking way. No freaking way.
He missed his intro. Actually, he's right on time.
You just introed him.
I did just intro him, but he didn't hear it.
He quietly just snuck in.
Uh-huh.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Hey.
Jason Potter, the one and only.
We do have Potter. For those of you, none of you know, but Potter is technically the DP / actor / editor / anything else.
Triple duty.
Producer.
He's the technical guy.
Yeah. So although all of us may at some point be handling a camera, he is the main cameraman in this film.
Cinematographer.
Yes.
Extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire. Mm-hmm.
So there you guys have it. It's found footage style. So we're gonna be having the camera in our hands.
Potty. We talked to. I said Potty. I'm sorry. He doesn't like it.
Man. Tell me whatever you want.
Doesn't like Potty.
J Potts.
Jason. Nobody ever calls him Jason.
No one calls me Jason. They call me every other name. Potter, Potty, Pothead, whatever the hell.
So many nicknames.
I'm gonna throw Jason into the storm here since he just walked in. Everyone's already done like their little spiel. Like I just gotta have Potter come on and say, tell us a little bit about yourself and what your thoughts about the project, man.
Cool, man. Yeah, for sure. I kind of got started on the filming side of the camera. I went to school for that. I ended up kind of acting in my own stuff because I couldn't find good actors, and then I ended up really finding a love for acting, and that's how I got onto the acting side, which is kind of fun.
Sweet.
But yeah, I'm stoked about this project. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I've never done a found footage project before, but this is going to be really interesting. I mean, we like literally running the camera and acting at the same time, so I'll be double duties over here. It's gonna be fun.
Heck yeah.
Well, we infused a fair amount of real life. So Jason, a graduated film student, plays a graduated film student.
Yes.
That's right. Wow. Hey, why not?
Scotty, a comical douchebag, plays a comical douchebag. Yeah.
There you go.
Nah, I sort of made that up there.
I don't know if I'd go
I don't know if I'd go. We're brothers.
If Rob was here, he'd play wheezing, frumpy, sweating, bearded
guy with a vape pen.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a pen.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, gun. My fault.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, just chuck and add clouds from it.
Yes. Yeah.
We almost, I would have flown you out, Rob, if we needed smoke, because it'd be cheaper to just have you do it
instead of the fog machine.
The fog machine,
You probably the vape shops in Colorado sell a little bit stronger stuff than what I'm used to, so it probably is a good thing.
Yeah. Rob be passed out in the corner. Where the fuck? Oh, what the hell? There he is.
Yeah.
That plus the altitude, Rob. I don't know if you can handle it.
No, probably not. I'm used to being like about 50 feet above sea level.
Yes.
I think you're used to below sea level.
This week I was, for sure.
The swamplands are what? The swamplands are like 50 feet below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. So, how? By the way, Rob, how's that swamp for a location? We might have to film something down there.
I don't think y'all could handle that.
No, I can't.
Too many alligators.
Yeah.
105 degrees with 80% humidity and a 2.5 mile hike to get in there.
God. Yeah, I saw the little picture of the alligator that you showed us a couple days ago. He's just
she was.
hiding out.
Yeah, she was pissed.
He's like, get out of my domain.
Well, I'm gonna cut in again, and I want to talk a little bit more about this location we're using. You guys will see it in the film, and we sort of lucked out. We have Scotty and I have a family friend that has some land up above Lyons where the flood came through.
Yep.
But I say, isn't that where the flood was?
Yeah.
Didn't some people-
Rob knows it well.
and so about 6 acres of forest land.
Colorado forest land.
This cabin was hand built by a weird dude
Back in the 80s.
Yep. So it is it's like an 8 by 10.
1880s?
Not the 1880s.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, we weren't going to use a cabin in this film. We were just going to have people out camping. And once we saw this thing, we're like, nope, we got to use this. So in this location, I mean, you can share what you guys thought because you guys have all seen it. Besides, well, Rob's seen videos and pictures, but you sort of arrive there and it's already a disheveled horror dream. You know, there's all this stuff scattered about. There's this old ass cabin. It's like we don't really have to do anything to this place.
Yeah. There's a tree built into the cabin.
Yeah.
If you brought in an art department, they would walk around, look at it, and say, "There's nothing more we can do."
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and to top it off, you'll see we have a random old VW bus just up there.
Yeah.
The VW bus is the icing on the cake.
Yes.
That's the best part.
Scotty did bring up that there is a VW bus in The Ritual. For those of you who've seen that on Netflix, no, we're not copying it. It's just there, man.
And
the
they
bus
just
is there.
they just pass by the bus in The Ritual. They don't like get in it or do anything like that.
Yeah.
But the bus is already at our location. So
Yeah,
like, hey,
so we're using
it's
it.
meant to be. You know, and just like Brian said, the bus is like in shitty shape. It's been up there for 25,
the art
30
department
years.
would be like, it's perfect.
Yeah, so it's like already rusted and a shit bus. So it's going to be perfect for a
It
horror
may have
movie.
been used as a shit bus. I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, it was somebody's house.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
that's what it was.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
For the dude's girlfriend. So I don't know if they, just argued every night and she had to sleep in the VW.
Yeah, she slept in the VW and he slept in the cabin, which this cabin is tiny, so it only has one bed in it. But I guess they didn't sleep together.
Yeah,
She
I
got
don't
kicked
know.
to the bus.
I don't know what's going on there.
But
I think the most remarkable thing about the VW bus is there's still air in the tires.
yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
There is still air in the tires. Yeah, we might have to sell that thing one day.
Yeah.
If this movie, makes millions.
Yeah, exactly. That's
When?
right.
When it makes,
We
yes.
make millions.
When?
We'll go get the VW. We'll auction off the VW bus.
But it is great. We have like a fire pit up there. There's a lot of
Yep.
just open wood area.
Yeah, I have a feeling that aside from filming, we might just have a good time chilling.
Oh, of course.
Well, there's no. This is for reals. It's written in the script, and it sounds like a classic horror like crux. But the truth is, there is no cell service up there.
There isn't. Nope. They're
Unless we hike to the top of the
the
mountain.
very top. You can get a pinch of service. Yes, so that works. We're not joking. There's no cell service.
Even more isolated and horror.
Well, so that's the location. It is on a bit of a slant, an angle. So, but I'm accepting that, and I like it because most horror films that you see, like Blair Witch, like The Forest, like anything else that takes place in the woods, is usually just that, the woods. Usually filmed, whether it's in the south or the northeast, where it's not very mountainous. And so I'm
more
glad
trees.
that we're portraying this mountainous Colorado region,
With more of the pine trees rather
Yeah.
than like just.
and we're on an
yeah.
incline. We're doing some hiking. We're there, and it's different. It makes it a little bit different, I think, than these
Yeah.
other films.
I definitely agree with you on that.
So I think it'll be worth the hassle and the hard breathing of hiking around.
It's Colorado, man. We got mountains here.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Plus, if you need to take a nap, you can curl up in the teepee.
That's true.
That's right. We had the teepee too.
Yeah,
that's right.
although there is a freaky teepee missing its outer shell, but
it's still freaky.
Yeah.
Freaky teepee.
See that in there.
I no, it's the creepy teepee.
Creepy teepee.
There it
Okay.
is.
Freaky creepy teepee.
So that's the location. We're literally shooting the whole thing there, except for a couple road shots on the way, Jeep or Forerunner shots, and a shot in my humble abode.
Yes.
But he's wearing pants, Rob.
Yes.
Well, that wasn't in the script. So.
It's not an underpants shot.
Did Danny have his fluffer on set at all times?
Oh, the fluffer will be
well,
there.
JP, that's his fourth job.
Yeah.
Over there.
Oh yeah,
Fluffer.
Just keep adding the job. There.
That was not in his deal memo.
Oh well,
I don't think he signed on. For
that's
that.
more of a bonus reward.
Oh, that's a fringe benefit.
I did see the email where you guys got the lube ready.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Okay,
Hopefully
good.
that's on the prop
5
list.
gallons.
5 gallons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it gets dry up there.
That's for the creature, right? Yeah.
The feature. Jason said, "Call him mother."
Yes.
Mother, yeah, mama, more lube.
Was it Mama?
It was mama. It was mama.
That was the luber in Alien.
Yes, the
Aliens.
very flamboyant, quote unquote, luber in Alien.
In Alien, yeah.
But,
that's a truthful thing.
Called him mama. You know?
Brian's giving a doubtful look face right now.
hey, it was on the 8 hours of
Commentary.
extra footage on the quadrilogy.
Did Ridley say it? Because if Ridley didn't say it, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if Ridley said it.
Who said
maybe.
it? Who said it?
Who said that?
I was probably Scarrett. You can't trust him.
No. Not trust Tom. He's
Tom Skerritt. Yeah. So he was just.
There are things hiding in that
He's
mustache.
in there, and
Yes. I want to talk a little bit about the technical aspects. We're using 3 different cameras. Jason, maybe you can talk about the cameras a little bit and the different types of feels we're going to be getting from each, and different lighting, and just what we'll be capturing with each one.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Well, we're gonna experiment with the Sony A7S, which has like a miraculous aperture as far as bringing in light. I mean, you could see stuff in the nighttime that you couldn't see with your eyes.
If you
I don't know
want,
how Sony does that, but it's insane.
If you want, you can do this whole segment in your best Star Trek nerd voice.
Okay.
I'm just joking.
Oh God.
Brian. Oh my God.
I know. It's totally.
Everybody needs to work on their lateral.
I know.
We need lessons from you, John.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, JP.
Oh no, it's all good. So yeah, that'll be kind of our nice camera that we'll be able to see stuff that we can't really see at night, which would be kind of creepy and cool.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna have a Canon 7D, which is gonna be kind of got this cool grain to it, and kind of definitely a step down from the Sony. And then we're gonna have our night vision camera, which will be, you gotta have some night vision.
Oh yeah,
of course,
gotta have it.
So.
It's infrared, right, John? Infrared.
It's it's the what is that? The Canon AX10, which is a real kind of prosumer camera, and it they call it infrared.
Prosumer? I haven't heard that.
Yeah, it's like a prosumer camera. Okay. So it's if you remember, do you remember like those those camcorders of the late '90s when they first introduced night vision?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember, they were like too good. They were they could see through like shirts.
Clothing. Yeah.
They could see through clothing. Remember that?
X-ray.
Do you think they could see through? Do you think they could see through Rob's bush?
They could. No. Nothing can see through Rob's bush.
Yeah, no. Too dense, too jungly,
far dense, far too swampy.
Yeah.
I just, Rob,
it's the moisture that really blocks the infrared.
Which is
Rob,
really more. That's a defense mechanism. Really.
Rob, I used to picture just a small mushroom or something under a vast amount of hair, but now that I have a son, I just pictured this tiny little 3-week-old peepee underneath a bush now. This is what I'm thinking.
I mean, I've never denied it.
I think it's regular size. I just think the bush is that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a perspective thing.
Massive.
It's a perspective issue.
Yep.
Anyways,
so the Canon AX10 has got our infrared, which will kind of be our surveillance cam. It's going to be the like a tripod set up to try to capture stuff outside of our camp.
Yeah. And speaking of these different feels or footage or cameras, Brian had this awesome vision of, and hopefully we will convey this in the film, of sort of starting with all these visuals, all of these different channels of perspective from the audience. So we have 3 cameras that we're switching between.
They're different.
We have like the nice Sony camera that's very clear and you can see a lot. And as the movie goes along, you may notice that we will be narrowing down until we're left with this infrared camera, and that's all we really have to see out of. So Brian, you thought of that while we're on location. I don't know if you can talk a little more about that.
I just thought it'd be interesting since, a lot of found footage movies feel very claustrophobic, very close, very, very like cameras in a person's face. And I thought it'd be nice to start pretty broad, pretty wide, see the whole world at night. And as things get serious, the film gets tighter and tighter. So you feel the kind of the claustrophobic feeling that the characters are feeling because they can't get away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. And then the other cameras, with all the havoc and mayhem that's happening, they get lost, damaged, whatever. We all have that one single camera left, and we're.
I think it's really going to play.
Yeah, I think so too, for sure.
Yeah, so 3 different cameras and kind of 3 different feels, 3 different looks as we progress through the story.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be a different feel, I think, than any other found footage film has. I feel so.
Well, and the other thing we haven't talked about really are characters. We are Scotty, myself, JP over there will be in the film, and we have 2 lovely ladies that we have cast in the film as well.
We have backup cast members, don't we?
Not unless you're ready to fly out here, Rob. I actually, you know what? I don't even want to see that. I don't want to see.
Yeah, I think Rob's been holding his own casting sessions.
Yeah, I think he has.
Yeah.
All female cast. It's an all female cast.
Hey, you want to be in a movie?
Check out my IMDb page.
I've got a credit there.
Rob, we were thinking about having Rob be in a cameo, but we literally didn't want to do.
But you're not going to fly me to Colorado.
We didn't want to do 28 takes of him going, "Oh, hi guys, hey."
Oh my God.
Rob, you're sweating profusely.
I can't help it. It's so dry, but so hot.
I'm used to the humidity.
Somebody bring the talcum powder. I need Gold Bond. It's an emergency.
I thought you always traveled with Gold Bond, Rob.
I do, but I mean, it's
Gold Bond.
It does run out. It's not. I mean, I don't have a Sam's Club card.
Well,
I'm not that elitist like Danny.
Well,
I can only get Gold Bond in moderate bulk.
I have to borrow the Sam's Club card from Big Scott, just so you know. And don't forget, you always travel with cheesecloth to put in between your nutsack and your leg too.
Yeah, the cheesecloth.
That's true. I mean, but that's to combat all the moisture issues we have. You guys is the exact opposite. It's too dry.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
true.
I mean, my thighs rubbing together on top of the bush could possibly cause a fire.
Yeah,
that's way too
so dry.
Well, that's a survival tip and strategy, right there.
And to lead into what
so we didn't even talk
doing.
about that. Yeah, Jesus,
survival.
I'm behind the game here.
Come on, Danny.
I know. So along with the premise of the whole national parks thing, we'll give you the basic runaround. We got 3 best friends, 2 of them brothers, as we are. Mm-hmm. Going up to this cabin, which is owned by the family of an old film school friend of Jason Potter's there, which won't be his name in the movie, by the way. I believe it is Dennis. Dennis. Good.
Strong horse.
Yeah, it didn't go with Strong Horse. We can maybe change that.
Why didn't we go with Strong Horse and have him in like a long black-haired wig?
Yeah, Indian
just making
apparel.
Overly racist.
You know what? I took the first last name that came to my head. So Rob thought of the first names And except for Hope, that was Potter. I think you were like, maybe Hope. So I was like, yeah, Hope. But then I did just take the first last names that came to my mind, and it's Dennis Copley, because I had just been looking up Charlton Copley on IMDb because I was watching something about.
Great.
Like,
now we're going to have to give him a credit in the movie.
You know, he's a fucking genius, so he deserves a credit.
No, Scotty's going to put that in.
I don't know if Charlton Copley's a genius or if he just has that awesome South African accent that makes him.
You have to admit, he's. I think he's amazing. Actor.
He's awesome.
He's. If you guys, he's the one in District 9 and Hardcore Henry. Yeah, what else is he in? He's in.
He's in the
Open
Maleficent.
Grave was really good.
Open Grave. Yeah, so he's South African.
He said,
South African. Yes.
Home of the Cougaran.
And whoever did District 9, Blomkamp, Neil Blomkamp, he's like good friends with him. So I just a little side tangent here. I just read his backstory, Charlton Copley's, and he had his own TV production company in South Africa, and ended up being the only TV production company, and so had to put his acting dreams on hold to do all this busy work with producing television series in South Africa. And Neil Blomkamp was younger than him and came to him with his film school film ideas and all this stuff, and finally, as he gained more recognition, he made District 9 and put Charlton Copley in it because they were friends, and then put him in because I think he did. It wasn't Hardcore Henry, but it was something else he put him in that Blomkamp did too. But anyways, cool side story.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Charlton Copley, awesome actor.
So the three friends are going up.
Yeah, so three friends go up. They're going up to this girl's cabin who's an old friend of Dennis's from film school.
Yes.
Her name is Hope. And
Played by Vivian Edridge.
I will give John and Brian credit. I did not have any girl in there besides the creature, and I guess to make it more appealing for everybody, we had to put like an attractive young woman in there.
That's right.
We know Rob likes a sausage fest, but some people do enjoy other genders too.
Yes.
No, I mean they say they do.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of guys in the woods, pulling ticks off each other. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
No.
Pulling ticks off dicks.
Got to help a brother out.
That's right.
So these three guys going up shooting their very amateur survival web series called Ultimate Survival.
Yes.
Yes. And shit sort of hits the fan after they've been up there an evening. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
So you guys will have to. We wanted to keep it.
Hijinks ensue.
Yes, very much the writing vision that me and Rob stuck to. So the film is story written by Rob and myself, and then collaborated on by actually probably all three of you guys, and Scotty, of course, Scotty and John, Brian, and Potter. A couple things in there just for filming purposes and stuff. So yeah, really collaborated on the final product. Between us as a group, which I think is awesome because we'll all be basically the crew plus a couple grips or PAs up there, and the effects team, of course. But really have this collective vision, that we all feel that we had at least somewhat of a say in, or a small say in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, very much. I think what Rob and I started out with writing this thing. Was our big thing was just to keep it simple. There's always, we were writing a couple things before this, and we kept struggling with, okay, what is this? How do we introduce this character? What's the twist here? What is the history behind this? Why is this happening? And with this go around, we're just like, no, you know what? This stuff just happens. Like, we introduce to these characters, there's some character development, we get to like the characters, but other than that, shit hits the fan, and this is just what happens to them. We're just documenting what happened to them. We don't need to know the history of this conspiracy, the history of this creature, where it came from. There doesn't have to be any kind of insane twisty, pathy turns going on. This is just what happened. It's brutal. It's gory. It's scary, and that's the story we want to tell.
And entertaining. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
No holes.
No holes. Right,
No,
right,
there's
Rob?
gonna be
Did I-
no
did I
holes.
cover it, Rob?
There will be no holes in this movie, and we're still in negotiations with Kevin Costner and Tom Atkins.
Yes, yes, yes.
So that's my hope. If we
The
can
king
just
of the
sign
holes,
both of
yeah.
them on, then it would just be 2.5 hours of those two just staring deeply into their eyes.
Campfire stories, right?
Yes.
God.
So I did have to tell Rob to dial back his. Rob's very good at writing buddy dialogue and humorous dialogue, and which is great. But I had to tell him to dial it back just a little bit for this vision, right, Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is a no fun movie.
We'll get our Slash-tastic Voyage at some point.
Slash-tastic Voyage coming soon.
Our campy 80s awesome.
You can put in all the funny fucking buddy Travolta dialogue you want in Slash-tastic Voyage.
I just want a movie with nothing but like Dayglow windbreakers and titties. I don't understand how hard that is to get.
It's tough to write a story around just those two things, I guess.
No. I mean, I got like 40 pages.
Well, so that's sort of the characters. We've got a small cast. We have an awesome effects team coming up from Atlanta to do all the effects. Just to give you guys an idea, the creature will take 5.5 hours to get into makeup, so that's pretty awesome. I just like saying that statistic.
Yeah.
And there will be some pretty cool deaths that you will see on camera.
Yes.
And yeah, that's the rest can be a surprise.
We don't want to give too much away to you guys.
But yeah, Monster Effects, they've done a lot of independent film work. They also work on Walking Dead and a lot of other independent film. They've done a lot up here, and then also in the Atlanta area, which is where they're based right now. But I was mainly impressed with their work on Eat, which was a local film they did out of Denver here as well, that I've actually seen pop up in the group once or twice because it is on Amazon. So
good movie.
Yeah. Filmed in Denver using, I think, all or mainly Denver actors and crew.
They shot all in Denver, all Denver actors. They went to L.A. because it takes place in L.A., so they got some B-roll in L.A. But that's a Denver movie. It's a good little movie.
Yeah. So if you guys want a little preview of the effects team we're using, watch Eat. It's on Amazon. You might have I don't know if it's Prime. You might have to rent it, but basically about an actress who goes psycho and starts eating herself.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty nuts.
Well, she's really hungry.
Yeah.
Exactly. Of course.
Yeah.
So she has to eat herself. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
They don't explain it through the whole movie just because she's very hungry.
Yes.
Well, because she's not booking work as an actress, so she's starving.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to eat and lose weight.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
to look good.
Starving artist.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And speaking of acting, I don't know if we want to say this, but me, Danny, started acting workshop with these guys, with Brian and John.
Yeah,
and met Jason that way
we
too.
have talked about that on the PC
few
a
years
little
ago.
bit.
Yeah.
John and Brian, aside from being producers and directors, are also have their own film acting studio.
AEC Studios.
So that's sort of how we all originally came together, and
we didn't meet at the gym. I thought we met at the fitness.
No,
the gym.
I had to change the story in the film. It was
I
too
just spot
personal.
you. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and the actresses we're using too are from the studio as well. We did almost use a talented actress that was a circus performer, but just wasn't quite the feel we were looking for. So yeah, I'm excited about
it's going to be
who
fun.
we have.
Cast and crew, and we all know each other, and it's going to be it's going to be a great time.
Like John said, it's a quick shoot, 7 days, 2 day shoots. The rest are all night shoots, and in and out. And hopefully we'll get this thing a trailer cut shortly after, and then the whole film edited after that, and we'll see what we can do with this thing. So you guys listening, look for some behind the scenes footage. We might drop some of that throughout the week. In the group only, and then after it's all said and done, keep your ears open because we will talk about where it will be distributed on the podcast or in the group. And if anyone is like personal friends with Jason Blum, just give him a call. Hook us up. There you go.
Yeah, please.
But yeah, I don't. Do you guys have some other stuff you wanted to talk about? I think that's most of the film.
That's it. Follow everybody for updates. That's not a joke. There's no cell service up there.
Yeah.
We didn't just tell that to Rob so he wouldn't bug us.
Yeah, he's always been calling you.
Rob was a little upset because he
really
he did want me to FaceTime him from up there.
Yeah, I was pretty irritated about that.
I was going to say when we're catching the panoramic at the top of the mountain, Rob, I'll try to FaceTime you.
Or we can just
there we go.
drive back to Lyons and get some self-service too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be doing lots of fun behind the scenes stuff, but we'll have to update it when we're down the mountain.
We'll be getting a lot of footage for sure.
I did want to talk about one more thing before we get off here. We get off here.
You want to talk about boxer briefs?
Yeah. I want to talk about how now the dynamic in past projects between John and Brian, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, has mostly been Brian director and John first AD. Is that right?
It depends on the project. Brian, I've directed. Brian's AD'd. He's directed. I've AD'd. So, it's funny because we have those specific titles, but we've always tend to co-direct stuff and work pretty well in tandem. But this is definitely the first film that we are officially billed as directors each, co-directors there. And
you guys will be. I mean, you're doing directors both for this, but you'll be doing a lot of everything too with us too. So it's like,
well, I mean, it's an indie and a smaller indie in that, right? So everybody tends to pull double, triple duty on everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I'm doing some of the AD stuff, which would be typically getting call sheets out, that kind of stuff. I've been working on that. All of us, all of us have been doing some kind of producing on some level.
Yeah, exactly.
Jason's sitting here. We're waiting for the delivery of our equipment today. It's en route. Yeah. Checked the UPS this morning. It just left Commerce City this AM, so it'll be here shortly.
Right. Beautiful.
Yes, everybody's just doing. Everybody's kind of filling where necessary and making sure everything gets done.
It's a team effort. I love it. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate the help you guys are doing, and we're all collaboratively doing together.
Yes.
Teamwork makes our dream work.
That's right. Yes.
Well, cool. Any final thoughts from anyone else
about this? No.
Yeah.
She walks the woods.
She walks the woods.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome. It'll be cool. So, at some point, we'll make enough money to fly Rob out for some reason.
Yep.
I thought Rob was going to get a Southwest card and use it to buy all of his vape stuff.
Yeah. See, that's what you should do, Rob.
You got to rack it up to get the points.
Does Southwest even fly into Tallahassee?
I'm honestly not sure. I think Tallahassee has it's probably Delta and that's it.
Yeah. You get the American Airlines
you have to
city
make
card.
the drive to Orlando or Fort Lauderdale.
Yep.
I was willing to make the drive. I was willing to drive to Colorado. It's only like 26 hours. Yeah. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's 2 seasons of the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
I could stream it right there.
Just binge watch it.
It would just go. Yeah, it would just be a breeze. I still haven't watched the new season yet. I'm not sure.
Don't do it.
I'm not sure you're missing much, but I'm not a fan, so I don't know.
Well, I was gonna say I thought we had something else on Flying Rob out. I don't remember. Anyways,
we'll get him out here soon.
Yeah, get him out here.
Definitely will happen.
Cool. Well, thank you everyone for joining us.
Thanks for all your support, you guys.
Yeah.
And
let's make a movie.
Yeah,
let's do it.
We'll see you in a bit because we're about to go right where they are and do some movie making magic
in a few days.
Boys are on their way to do we do final wardrobe checks.
Yes.
and just chat.
Nothing but boxer briefs for Danny.
I got some park ranger outfits in my car.
Yeah, since we're doing
Danny shows Rob as soon as Danny walks to the door, he starts removing clothes so he can get immediate.
Yes.
I was trying to tell Danny. I mean, it's a Colorado camping style thing. He just needs the blue jeans, flannel, and those puffy vests, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, but as an actual hiker in Colorado, you don't wear jeans. You just you got the canvas REI pants or whatever,
or just something loose and light.
Yeah. Get on track here, Rob.
That sounds pretty uppity.
Yeah,
to be honest
well,
with you.
You got
nice-
your REI jacket.
Nice ballroom.
Yeah.
Nice ballroom there.
We're not. Rob's picturing American Werewolf in London. Us just trekking in puffy vests.
And that's how it's done. I mean, you gotta keep the vitals insulated.
Of course.
Jason does a pretty good Marty McFly impersonation.
Ooh, all right.
Okay.
Oh, I love Mark the
Yeah.
Fly. There it is.
You guys, your kids are gonna love that. However that line goes. All right. I'm cutting us off.
All right, cut us off.
All right, cool. Well, thanks everyone for listening in, and
Follow. We got to follow.
yeah.
Scotty and everybody.
Follow us at Danny Bonin, at Scotty Bonin, at the Rob O'Neill 1986, and the Rob O'Neill _CCH podcast. The Rock at Rocket Joe.
ROCKETTJO at Rocket Joe on Twitter.
You guys can.
Yeah, Rocket Joe follows the Rob.
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
At AEC Studios, right?
AEC Studios on Twitter and Instagram.
And then I don't know Brian or Potters.
At Brian McCully, Instagram, Twitter, and send me ideas. Tell me what you guys want to see in the movie.
Yeah. Exactly.
JP, what do you got?
And mine's at that Potter Dude. Yes, that is at that Potter Dude, and that's mostly Instagram. I do have a Twitter, but it's mostly Instagram.
The bio reads,
Sounds
"Sorry,
good.
folks, I'm a muggle."
I was really hoping to have like Strong Horse in there somewhere.
Yeah, right.
We might have to do some rewrites.
I might have to change it.
There is still time.
Yes,
still
there
time.
is. At Cult Classic Horror on everything except at CC Horror on Twitter. So cool. Thanks everyone again, and we'll catch you soon.
We'll catch you soon. Later, guys.
Bye.
Don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
Oh, yes. There will be blood.